Happy Sunday, everybody. Today is February 15th, 2026, and it is arguably the best day of the week. I love Sundays because there's not usually too much that goes on in the inbox. There's not usually too much that's expected of you as a business owner. Most of the times, like you have like 9 to 5, you literally can just go Monday through Friday and then like clock out over the weekends. As a business owner, you can technically like not answer anybody, not do any work, but then like things start to crumble, and if you don't answer, then there's consequences. You can't just say like I'll get back to it on Monday, or at least it's not in my DNA to say I'll get back to it on Monday. So we still answer everything. Inbox is still clear, but there's usually less that goes into the inbox on Sundays. So we're here, and I tried to experiment a little bit. Usually Sunday is the day I let myself sleep in. Today we got up at 5 because we pushed the sleep in for Saturday. I'd really like to get back on the cadence of just like waking up at 5, going to sleep at 9 every night. And I'm setting like off work alarm by 8 every night. So it's going to be 8. So when we start like the YouTube video right here, I want to see how that goes. So where it like really will start to force me to prioritize what's going on at the end of the day and make sure that we're doing the most effective work possible. So today we got 5 reach outs in as usual, but the run was what was crazy today. I'm filming on my second phone so I could pull up the stats on here. Sometimes I'll fire off stats on like revenue or runs and stuff, and I just feel like a yapper on these videos, just like saying stuff and not actually showing proof, because one thing I'm not going to do, at least for this foreseeable future, is like actually edit these videos. My goal is to stay consistent with it and document the journey, not to make the cutest video possible. So I have my actual phone that tracks with the Garmin. So I want to show you this workout. It was 14.29 miles that we went on for an average pace of 7:16. Now the catch is that there was 5 working miles in here. Everything else was easy miles. 5 working miles in this workout right here. We broke our mile record, our 1 kilometer record, and our half marathon PR from last year with easy miles in between a lot of these. So I'll show you some of the stats. Average pace 7:16, best pace 4:59. The workout was 4 easy miles, 4 easy miles, 2 hard miles, 1 easy mile, 1 hard mile, half a mile easy, half a mile hard, or that's what I thought the workout was. We'll get into that in just a second. That's what I thought it was, but I'll show you the splits. So first mile 8:23, 7:59, second mile 8:13, third mile 7:48, fourth mile. I started picking up towards the end of the fourth mile because I like wanted to get up to speed before the 5th mile started, because I had to be under 5:40 was the goal pace. And then mile, see if we can focus this right here where my finger is. Mile 5 was 5:38, mile 6 was 5:33. Our easy mile was 8:15, and then we got 5:44 straight uphill. Then we took a half mile easy at 8:40 pace, and then did a half mile hard at 5:20 pace right there. So that's what I thought the workout was. That took me to 9 miles, and I had it was a 14-mile workout. So I was like, 5 easy miles at the end of a workout, like, okay, sure, like I'll do it, but I'm usually got like 2.5 like max. Today's 5. Like, why is that? So I just pull out my phone and I take a look at the workout to see if I like read it right, because I have a coach that writes the workouts for me, and that's just what I read the workout as. Is how I did it. And I look at it and I saw that it said 2x of the 1 mile and the half mile. So I still had 1 more hard mile to go and 1 more ultra hard half mile to go. In my head, the first thought was like, like I could probably come up with something and say like, oh, I just didn't know, because I really didn't know. Like if I didn't check my phone, I would have totally just ran the 5 miles easy and then called it a workout. I was like, how could you say? But then it's like, if you give into a thought like that and start making excuses and lying to yourself, what happens on mile 12 of the actual half marathon when it starts to get hard and you know that you backed out of the workout from before? Like, you know that you had the workout that was there, but you decided to chicken out and go for easy miles instead of the actual workout. Like, what does that do to your mentality? Versus if you had mentally checked out and then realized you had more to do and then checked it back into gear and then finished it and did a really good job, what does that do to your mentality when you're trying to finish the race? That was the mindset and the thought that brought me through it. Our 10th mile right here was 5:48. This one I was proud of, and then took a half mile off, and then 0.55 miles at 5:24 was the finishing paces right there. So ended up getting through it, and I think more so than like the extra mile and a half rep that got in at the end of that, it's for the mentality of like knowing that you're doing everything that you can in training to get to the goals that you want. And I think that like the mentality and the mindset and the like mental fortitude to get through it inevitably feeling like shit on the last few miles is what separates a few people. Like I can get you up a few ranks. So I personally want to work on that. So that was one of the lessons from today is build the proof that you know what you're doing. And to me, that was proof. Deep work from today was really good. We had a really good overall day today. Came back. I got back from the run around 9:30. Ate breakfast. Started work around 10. And what I did for 4 hours was compile all of our processes. So like a good example of a sales call, bad example of a sales call, good example of an onboarding, bad example of an onboarding, all of our templates, the two constraints that I think right now are holding the business back, and just as much context as I could give as possible. And I sent them into acquisition.com because I'm going back there for a, they call it the VAM workout or the VAM workshop, whereas you have the business advisors that are on your business. They're like looking at your stuff for the day. So like the same people that advise the acquisition.com portfolio companies, they look at your business for the day. And I'll show you this. Don't mess around, bro. This is me paying the second $17,500 invoice on today, February 15th. The first $17,500 invoice came through on January 15th at the event. So we paid $35K for this event. So I want to show them exactly everything about the business that I think would be important so they can give the playbooks in order to go scale. Now, people would say like, oh, dude, why would you spend $35,000 on a day of hanging out with business advisors? Well, if we land, like a client to us is worth $12,000. So if it lands us 3 clients, then that's a win in of itself. B, if it extends the value of all of our clients, that's a huge win. C, like, you're not going there to just like have fun and be entertained. You're going there to grow the business. And the more it stings, the more you're committed. Like if I paid $5 to go to that event, I promise you I wouldn't be spending 4 hours on my Sunday, the precious day of the week, to put together pre-work and context about the business. I would have chucked something together in like 5 minutes and just sent it in. But since I invested money, I'm invested with my time as well. So that's what I spent doing the deep work today. Afterwards was just answering messages, reviewing videos, setting up the week. This is good. We're getting tired at 8:19. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So that's what we had for today. And then lessons and notes. Garbage in, garbage out. Kind of goes in tandem with the ACQ pre-work right there. Like if I had sent some BS context to the business advisors, they would not know what I know about the business. But if I send a lot of stuff, I send good stuff, I spend hours and good time and energy and high cognitive blocks sending in the context that they need to have a better idea and actually be able to help out, as opposed to me constantly having to explain myself the entire time. So I'll keep you in the loop with how that goes. It's happening on March 27th, my event. So it's in about a month and a half, which I'm like ultra stoked about. This is the biggest investment I've made in the business in terms of coaching. But there have been other biggest investments that I've ever made inside of coaching that felt honestly felt like bigger investment than this. Like joining Dan Martell's elite coaching program. I joined it in July after I had drawn down pretty much all of our money as a business from doing free travel work, hosting masterminds, and getting distracted by the woman in the red dress in business. I joined that program off a credit card when I really didn't have the funds to do it at all. Like that one felt more expensive than this one. So that being said, that's what I got for you today on this Sunday. It's 8:20. I'm gonna stretch, brush my teeth, and go to bed. And the goal is to be unconscious by 9. So we get a full 8 hours and wake up at 5 tomorrow. Do it again. See you there.